Former House Democrats are calling on President Biden to step aside, putting the total number at 27 who have gone public with their push. The four include two members of the Progressive Caucus, Jared Huffman and Mark Pocan. Also, the group includes a member of the Congressional Hispanic Caucus, Chuy Garcia, and a member of the Congressional Black Caucus, Mark Vesey. I'm being joined by Patsy Vedakswara, a VOA bureau chief in Washington. Thank you for joining us, Patsy. If you could take us through the latest push by Democrats to then ask Biden to step down.
Well, right now there's about 24 lawmakers who have said publicly that the chances of President Joe Biden winning is dwindling. They feel that they need a stronger candidate, basically airing their concerns publicly about President Joe Biden's viability as a candidate. Having said that, President Joe Biden continues to remain insistent that he is the nominee. He put out a statement today saying that he's looking forward to campaigning next week. As you know, that he is right now isolating with COVID in his vacation home in Delaware. His campaign also put out a statement saying that President Joe Biden is in it, he's going to win it, and there is no plans for an alternative nominee. Nevertheless, it doesn't stop the speculation from flying around here in Washington.
Right, Patsy, but doesn't this raise the question of is there stability within the Democratic Party?
Well, absolutely. There's a whole narrative of disunity and divisiveness in the Democratic Party right now. And this is a contrast to the Republican Party. They just wrapped up their national convention yesterday on Thursday, where they were all united behind President Donald Trump. Now, of course, the Democrats still have a month before they hold their national convention in August 19th in Chicago, Illinois. So basically what the Democrats have to do between now and that time is figure out what they want to do. Basically, if Biden says that he's staying, that's it. The Democrats will have almost no option but to coalesce behind President Biden. But if he does say that he's willing to step down, if he does actually realize that his candidacy is no longer as viable as it should be, if the donor campaign funds continue to dry up, if there continues to be resistance from Democratic rank and file and lawmakers, then what next? The logical conclusion would be for Democrats to figure out who will be their ticket. Now, this could be Kamala Harris, but it's not a given. This whole process in the United States, as you know, we are not a one-man, one-vote direct democracy. We vote through primaries, and then the result of the primaries result in delegates that will pledge their votes to a candidate in the convention. Now, the almost 3,900 candidates have pledged their votes for President Joe Biden because he basically won all the primaries and caucuses over the summer. But there is a rule under the Democratic National Convention that says candidates can change their votes under good conscience. Now, of course, this is all speculation at this point, and it's not clear at all what's going to happen in the weeks and months.
Right, Patsy, before we let you go, do you think this is an inevitable sort of lack of confidence that comes after the Trump assassination attempt? Because the other side, the Republicans, seem to have gained confidence after that.
Well, actually, the whole issue of lack of confidence against Joe Biden stems from his debate performance in June. I mean, a lot of people are saying this was a very dismal performance. He was very weak. He appeared to be struggling to find the words. He appears to be struggling to be able to convey his thoughts. And so this really created a lot of panic from a lot of people about his mental acuity. There's a lot of polls that suggest that Americans are no longer confident because they are worried about his age and his mental sharpness. So this is a key issue for Democrats. They have a big battle ahead of them, whether or not Joe Biden stays in the race.
Right, but Patsy, like you said, Biden did come out and say that his age has no matter in his mental acuity and that he's doing pretty good, were his words. But do you think that's enough to keep the questions at bay?
So far, it's not enough. Clearly, from the pollings, it shows that they're bleeding in terms of voter support, in terms of voter confidence. I mean, just the latest poll suggests that 70% of Americans do not believe that Joe Biden has the mental acuity to be president. If you look at that number for Donald Trump, it's 51%. So you can say that Americans are basically having a lack of confidence in both of the candidates, whether it's Biden or Trump. But clearly, at least the numbers from this poll shows that Biden has a bigger problem.